Today we're going to be doing maintenance on a Generac 14 kW generator. The first thing we're going to do before we start on the actual maintenance itself is we're going to open up the top. We're going to go to the controller here and we're going to hit manual. We're just going to make sure it comes on. I just like to start them up real quick. The last thing you want to do is do maintenance on a generator that doesn't start. So now that we got it started, made sure that it comes on, we're going to go ahead and take off the front panel. It just lifts up. It's got these little hooks that hook in right over here. We're just going to set that off to the side and we're going to get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and change the air filter underneath here. We're going to lift this latch here, lift up, push back, exposes our air filter. Here's our old one. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to put in our new one. Make sure it's seated down in there good. And we're just going to clip this back in. Air filter's good to go. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is change the spark plugs. We got a spark plug right here. Just pull this boot up right here. And then there's another one on the back side, right back here. It's kind of hard to see. There's the boot for it. And we'll get our wrench on it right there and we'll get it taken off. Tips don't look bad, but kit comes with a new one. Here's the new one. A lot tighter of a spot back here. There's our new one. And now that we got both spark plugs replaced, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we got those boots on. And we're going to start the generator up. And the reason we're going to start it up is because it's a semi-cool morning. We're going to warm up the oil, make it a little bit thinner so it'll drain faster. So we'll go ahead and just start it in manual again. The generator has been running now for about 5 minutes. That oil should be nice and warm now. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll drain the oil using this. And I'll pop off the cap. On this one, the cap's located down here a little bit lower than what you would normally see on a Generac generator. And that's a different kind of stick too. This is a newer generator, if you couldn't tell. Older ones, you're probably going to see the drain plug right here, and you'll see the dipstick tube sticking out over in this area here. This one, this newer series one, they got it built all into one though. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the oil draining, and then we'll change the oil filter. So I have just a little 1 gallon empty drum that I use to put this in. I like it because it's got a cap on it that I can reseal. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this down. Take off the cap. And then I'll just drain it into here. And we'll go ahead and let that drain for a little bit, and we'll get that oil filter changed. So while we're waiting for the oil to change, before we can do all that, changing the oil filter, what we're going to do is we're going to take off this side panel here with these 2 screws, and we're going to just do a visual inspection on the battery itself, just to make sure there's no corrosion on it. Alright, we got the screws off now, so we're just going to pull this panel off and do a quick visual inspection of the battery. Battery looks to be in good condition, no corrosion. Battery's only a year old, so everything looks good with it. We're going to go ahead and put it back on. Make sure we don't have any dirt daubers in here. I don't see any. So we'll go ahead and get that panel put back on. Alright, we've been draining oil for about 10 minutes now, and it is slowly stopped. So we're going to go ahead and put our cap back on. That little bit of oil off of it. Go ahead and stick it back up here on the hook. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and change the oil filter. I always like to get a little bit of paper towels shoved up underneath it. A little too tight for my hands. But not too tight for this. So before I get that off anymore and it starts leaking, I'm going to go ahead and get my new one ready to twist on. If you've ever changed oil filter on a car, it's about the exact same. A little bit of ring of oil around. Okay, we'll set it to the side. Try not to knock over this oil. Hand tight is plenty. Go ahead and wipe up our oil. Important thing to do. You notice I spilled a little oil here. let's just go ahead and take the extra time. Let's wipe up all the extra oil, clean up after ourselves. Wipe that excess oil off the filter. And while we're down here, just generally kind of clean up the bottom of it here. And then a little something I like to do is date this filter. And then I initial it. Now we know when it's been changed. What we'll do is go ahead and add in the oil. You can use a funnel, but they give you a pretty wide opening here. As you can see, it's easy to put it in without spilling any. This specific generator takes almost 2 quarts. Screw on the cap. And what I like to do is start it, let it run for a little bit, let it settle back down, and I'll check the oil level. And we're full. Don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but we are full. So now that we got everything done with the maintenance, we're going to go ahead and test this thing under a load. Generator isn't off right now. We're going to go ahead and turn it to auto. Alright. And with the unit in auto, we're then going to come to the transfer switch. I'm going to take off the cover. And I'm going to kill the power to the house and let the generator come on automatically. Now, it is important to note that before you do this step, talk to your homeowner, let them know that you're going to be doing this. The power to the house will be off for just a few seconds till the generator kicks on. Generator is now cycled off on its own. As you can tell, when I flip the switch, it's not an automatic, just shuts it off, turns the generator off. It runs through a cool down cycle. It could take up to 2 to 3 minutes for it to shut off. In this case, I believe it took right at about 1.5 minutes. So, all right, now we're going to reset the maintenance timer on this. So, what we're going to do is turn it to off. We're going to hit escape. You know, I have system, date, time, setup Wi-Fi, and submenus. If I go to submenus, I want to go to dealer to reset it. But if you can tell, it's not letting me, it won't let me go to dealer. What I have to do is type in a password for it. And all I have to do is hit escape, up, escape, down, up, escape, up, enter. And then make my way down to the dealer. I'm going to go down to dealer edit, and I'm going to scroll until I see reset maintenance. I'm going to change that to yes, and it says maintenance reset right there on the screen. So then I can escape out of all this and then go back to system. So now that the maintenance timer is reset, we can go ahead and set this controller back into auto. Now it is also important to note that this thing does have a status light on the side here. As you can see, it's red right now. Anytime the unit is in off, or if there's an active error on it, the unit won't start, it will be red. When we put it in auto, see the light turns green? The light is green over here now, it means it's good to go. If this light over here is yellow, it can be yellow and green at the same time, but if it's yellow, that means that maintenance timer is expired and it needs to have maintenance done on it. I've seen too many times where technicians can't get into the screen here to reset the maintenance timer, and that yellow light will stay on. And then the customer calls, wants to know why their yellow light's on. Got to come back out here. I'm telling you, it's real easy to reset this maintenance timer, and it's just as important part of doing the maintenance as it is changing the oil on this thing. So, one last thing we need to do, we're going to go ahead and put this thing back together, and we'll finish up. Alright, we'll go ahead and put back on the front cover now. Get those lined up in there. Alright, we'll go ahead and close the top. think we're done? No? Last thing we're going to do is we're just going to wipe everything down with a wipe just to give it that new look. Okay? Inside's all nice and clean. We're just going to verify one more time that this unit is in auto. And the maintenance is complete. If you guys like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content like this. Got a few Generac videos out there on our channel, so just go ahead and check it out if you get a chance. And for any questions, just drop a comment down below. I'll get them answered. We'll see you guys next time.